की स्मृति दिलाई ना कि आप ब्राह्मण होंगे, ये कौन है? गुणों की लिस्ट भी स्मृति में रहती है, तब समय परमाणु उस गुण को कार्य में, कर्म में लगाते हैं। अगर स्मृति कोई समय कम रखते हो, रिजल्ट क्या होती है? समय पर कौन यूज नहीं कर सकते हो। जब समय बीत जाता फिर स्मृति में आता है कि ये करना नहीं चाहता था, लेकिन हो गया। फिर सोचते हो कि आगे ऐसे नहीं करेंगे। दिव्य गुणों को भी कर्म में लाने के लिए समय और स्मृति चाहिए। कभी कभी ऐसे अपने पर भी हंसते हो, कोई चीज व कोई बात वैसे स्मृति में रहती है, लेकिन समय पर भूल जाते हो। उस समय क्या हालत होती है, क्या होती है? चीज चाहिए और है भी, लेकिन समय पर याद नहीं है, तो क्या होता है उस समय? घबराते हैं ना हाथ पाँव। ऐसे ये भी समय पर स्मृति न होने के कारण कभी कभी घबरा जाते हो। दिव्य गुणों का आधार क्या हुआ? सदा स्मृति स्वरूप निरंतर और नेचुरल दिव्य गुण सहज हर कर्म में कार्य में लगता रहेगा। समझा ना सभी ने, समझा
imbibe such a personality of Brahmin life that your energy, time, and thoughts are all used in a worthwhile way. Nothing should be wasted. Do not engage your mind or intellect in trivial matters whilst hearing impure things. Do not listen to them. See, but do not see. Just as when you are walking along a street and you don't notice anything that has nothing to do with you, or you just walk along whilst continuing to consider everything to be a side scene, so too, neither listen to nor see anything you hear or see that has nothing to do with you.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day second. Shiv Bhagwan Vachu. God Shiva's versions. Ajanma. Beyond birth and death. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Everyone is well, okay? Yes, very good. Nice to see everyone saying yes, no? Feels so good. Our Vyakti Parivar, Baba keeps us very well. We are all very happy, very full. You had been getting these points from letter from Madhuban, and I used them before listening and practicing also is that how the confluence age, time and energy, and thought is very valuable. And every moment there are sight scenes, and I should only listen, see what is useful for me and what is not useful. Because if I see, I hear, then I have to change it. So it is a lot of effort. And there will always be scenes of drama, right? And we all have to pass with honor by seeing that my thoughts, my intellect, my time, my energy doesn't go towards that. Right? So we want to connect with Baba. We have taken these points so that we have clear introduction of Baba. Not only clear, but full introduction, accurate introduction. So that whenever I want to connect with Baba, I'm connecting with that total introduction. Like Brahma Baba's remembrance was very, very powerful. His awareness had power, and his awareness was also becoming consistent. And that's what the final stage is, that when you are embodiment of awareness, your all attachments finish. It could be attachment, karmic bondage, or I don't know, whatever it is, the sanskars, that every moment there are certain things which happen. Drama doesn't stop. Am I seeing it in drama? And as Baba said, using awareness of divine virtues. World benefactor, point of light. So our Baba is world benefactor, point of light, and beyond birth and death. Got the third one today. We keep adding it. And then in 30 days, you have full introduction of Baba. The soul enters in the womb of the mother, and we call that as birth. And when the soul leaves body, we call it death, right? Birth and death. It's called the cycle of birth and death. Why it is called cycle, and we know Baba has explained us 84 births in a cycle. So let us start at confluence age. Confluence age is a mouth progeny, mouth born, pure birth. Shiva Baba speaks through Brahma Baba, and we listen knowledge. And I understand now that I am a soul, this is my body. And recently Baba mentioned that whole new alokik and godly world begins for me, for my own self, and also my relationships and aim in the life. Everything changes. It's like a new birth, right? So it is important to remember that I am in this birth. It's a godly birth, spiritual birth. And then we claim inheritance from Baba. And at confluence age, lot has to be done. Settle past and create for 21 births for present and future. So it's a lot of work, right? Settling, creating. But remind yourself what I have to create. Settling has just one method, and one is remembrance, and other is use knowledge, use virtues. And creating is also divine sanskars in me. There are so many old sanskars which has certain habits, certain way to think. So that is why Baba talks of transformation, because every moment something can emerge which is from the past, but I have to clear it, settle it, and immediately remind myself what I want to create. Right? That is why Baba uses word detachment and lovely, because detachment is while settling and lovely while creating. Right? When I talk with love, express my feelings of love, I'm creating golden aged sanskars. And I have to be detached while settling. This morning I had thinking that detach is settling and lovely is creating. And at confluence says, this is the birth. Baba says the first birth out of 21. So birth of Jivan Mukti, right? So in Jivan Mukti is liberating. And I like Baba's two qualities of liberator and guide. What he liberates us from and where he is guiding us to. So I always say, Baba, you are liberator from sorrow, and you are bestower of happiness. You are guiding us towards land of peace and happiness. So based on all these elevated actions which we do, and we settle the past karmic accounts, that our new birth in golden age, which is called liberated life or life of fruition, begins. And then for 2 ages, because we have enough of what we have accumulated, when copper age begins, then our because of the body consciousness, then from body consciousness, other vices start emerging. Then it becomes the bondage, Jivan Bandh, we call it, bondage of life or bondage in life. Right? So this is like birth, rebirth, and the cycle of Jivan Mukti and Jivan Bandh for all of us. So then we are at confluence age. So for Baba, we celebrate Shivratri or Shiv Jayanti. Baba's coming in the world is very unique. Actually, no other soul can come and go from Parandham, right? Once we come here, we have to go through cycle and then we return home. And then from home, we come back. But Shiv Baba, he comes, uses the mouth of Brahma, eyes of Brahma, give us drishti, speaks knowledge, and doesn't stay in the body of Brahma all the time. That's why Baba says, how far I come from. And then he plays his part and he leaves. Right? So it's a unique way of, we call it incarnation or divine birth. And we need to understand this, right? That we celebrate Shiv Jayanti, but he is not born like us. Because he's beyond this cycle of birth and death. His way of using body, this morning Baba said in Morley, nobody takes loan of the body, but Shiv Baba takes the loan of body of Brahma. It's very, very, very interesting when I think of two of them together in little space of forehead and with no conflict. Right? They really, really live together. How much Brahma Baba had to be with Shiv Baba, follow the dictates of Shiv Baba. But he really does it well, right? Sometimes when I think, I wonder that. And he followed, right, every Shrimad, every direction. Even in my life, I could say, yes, I did, and I am obedient, faithful, but not immediately, right? Baba says, we know I want to do, but the power is not there. Even you love it, you love Srimad, you want to do. At least for me, there were lack of capacities. So I kind of resisted. But then I realized that no, I have to do it. And when there is power, one does it. But look at relationship of Brahma Baba and Shiva Baba. Now for subtle deities in the subtle world, they have a very different way. The form they adopt from incorporeal, they come to subtle regions and they adopt that form. The Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar deities call them subtle deities. So that's one of the way also playing part. But also there is something special is with the prophet souls, right? How they played part together. The messenger soul comes from above, enters in the body, and both of them then play the part differently. One whose body was used, was purified, and every prophet souls, they have to do a lot of sacrifice. You know about Christ, a lot of people know. He was put on cross, and when he start talking about commandments of God and start speaking, the established religions were not able to accept it. So he was crucified, and even the way he lived in jungles, and it's every prophet's soul's history. So someone asked, but why they have to go through that? Uh, so there are two things: that soul had been there, so complete purification is required. So all that they settle, and then that's the body of Jesus, and Christ comes. One becomes a king and one becomes the head of the religion. So religio-political powers are divided in corporate. In golden age, they both are together, no? Like Sri Krishna and Narayan. They have kingdom and also a religious authority. They don't have divided power, religio-political. But all this started in Copper Age when these prophet souls. So I'm just not going in details, but that's another way they played their part. So these are different ways where we are connected with drama, Shiv Baba's way of coming, our way of taking the spiritual birth, then regular uh, soul entering body, playing part, and then leaving death. So and by understanding everything. So when I am looking at Baba, one of his quality he is ever, no? We say Sadashiv. Only one soul could be ever. It's only one soul who could be ocean all the time because he's beyond birth and death. There are many, they want total liberation. We call it moksha. I don't want to come in this cycle. I'm becoming elevated, then now we know again we will become Tamo Pradhan. That's too much, right? So they want total liberation. Baba says, no, it can't happen. Soul has to play part for 84 births or even for 1 or 2 births. So we accept it because that's how it is. But then Baba gives us the aim of liberation and liberation in life. That's what you can achieve. So Baba is ever consistent, always ocean, because one of the reason is he doesn't come in the cycle of birth and death. For us, we reach to 16 celestials, 100% purity. But because we come in contact with the nature elements, and one of the law of nature is it changes. Anything, you keep a new thing, don't use it, still will get old. There is a plant, everything has cycle, right? We have seasons and we accept those seasons, right? So Baba, because he is beyond birth and death, then the laws of nature doesn't apply to Baba. He's beyond, right? So he remains ocean. And one time Baba was saying, according to drama, there has to be one soul who has to be beyond, and then we call him Supreme Soul. Again, Baba says, it's my part, right? Sometimes Baba says that children have their own part to play. I have my own part to play. It's little deep, subtle, but we accept first, we try to understand. So when we look at God, we look at Baba, then our thought is, Baba, you are world benefactor, you are point of light, and you are beyond the cycle of birth and death. But that also, Baba gives us that privilege to At confluence stage for Brahmins, we never say so and so died. We always say so and so left body. Because I am immortal, so I don't die, right? Only I leave the body and take another body. That deeply has to be practiced, engraved in the soul, that I am immortal, so that even when I am leaving, like Brahma Baba left body, of course, at confluence stages, Brahman, so angel, so deity. That means there shouldn't be sorrow, right? There shouldn't be fear. There shouldn't be worry. Yes, we have to take care of body, but also remain fearless, saying, that is why they say that time is fixed for leaving also. Yes, with power of yoga, as much Baba wants to take service through the body, it's Baba's power sustains us. So this all understanding help us to accept, to be stable, and we are able to maintain that lightness, that awareness. As Baba said recently, I really remind myself that most important treasure of Brahmin life is happiness. To keep ourselves happy and to make others also happy. That's also very, very important. That's what I shared, that how this morning when I look at Baba's point of light, I saw he smiling. Right? But because he wants us also to be incorporeal, remember Baba as point of light. But he is conscient, right? He interacts, he smiles, gives us signal, right? So tomorrow, Amritvela, again we will look at Baba as world benefactor, point of light, and one who is beyond this cycle of birth and death. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Victory Journey, Mama's Murli, the lucky and lovely star who listened, churned, imbibed, and inspired.
जाने क्या थी खूबियाँ माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में, माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में, पालना माँ की अमर है आज तक संसार में, आज तक संसार में, जाने क्या थी खूबियाँ।
ओम शांति की याद में बैठे हो, हाँ? जिसके याद में बैठे हो उसको जानते हो ना? ऐसे नहीं अंधविश्वास में बस ऐसे ही याद करे, नहीं, जान करके, समझ कर करके, ज्ञान सहित। इसीलिए गीता में भी है कि मुझे मेरे अर्थ स्वरूप से जो मुझे याद रखते हैं उसको यथार्थ रीति से मेरी प्राप्ति होती है। कहा है मुझे यथार्थ रीत से मेरे अर्थ स्वरूप में, कहा है ओम के अर्थ स्वरूप में। तो ओम उसका अर्थ स्वरूप, तो अर्थ बुद्धि में है। तो ओम आई एम दैट व्हाट सोल, परंतु प्योर सोल, सन ऑफ सुप्रीम सोल। तो ये बुद्धि में है। तो आई एम फर्स्ट प्योर, अभी इम्प्योर हुए हैं, तो अभी इम्प्योरिटी से निकल करके प्योर सोल, सन ऑफ सुप्रीम सोल बनना है। तो प्योर बनना है तब सन ऑफ सुप्रीम सोल ही है। तो ये अर्थ बुद्धि में रखना है कि हम उसकी संतान, तो प्योर, और प्योर ही उसकी संतान कहलाने का अधिकार है। तो उसकी संतान प्योर होनी चाहिए और प्योर ही उसकी संतान हो सकती है। तो ये अपने बुद्धि में रखने का है। तो ये अर्थ है, उसी अर्थ सहित उसे याद रखना है। इसको कहा जाता है ज्ञान सहित। ऐसे नहीं बस ऐसे ही, कैसे भी, किस भी रूप से नहीं। वो भी जो जैसा है, हम भी जो जैसे हैं। तो हम कैसे हैं? फर्स्ट प्योर। इसीलिए हम भी जो जैसे हैं वैसे अपने को भी समझना है, और वो भी जो जैसा है कि हम उसके बच्चे हैं, वो हमारे पिता हैं, उससे हमें प्राप्त करना है, उसको भी ऐसा ही समझ कर करके याद रखने का है। इसको कहा जाता है ज्ञान सहित, अर्थ सहित। तो अभी अर्थ तो बुद्धि में है ना, तो है इसी को फिर गीता में भी कहा है कि मुझे यथार्थ रीत से मेरे अर्थ स्वरूप को समझ कर करके मुझे जो याद करते हैं उसको मेरी प्राप्ति मेरे द्वारा होती है। क्योंकि मेरी प्राप्ति मेरे द्वारा, मैं ही आकर के अपना अर्थ, अपना नॉलेज यथार्थ समझाता हूँ। क्योंकि मेरे अर्थ को या मेरे नॉलेज को, मेरे परिचय को और कोई नहीं समझाएगा। इसलिए मेरा परिचय मैं देता हूँ, इसलिए क्या मेरे द्वारा। और कहा भी डायरेक्ट है, नहीं देखो कहा है माम एकम, मुझे याद करो। तो ये किसने कहा? परमात्मा ने स्वयं का। तो अपनी याद के लिए भी उसने बैठ कर करके अपने साथ ही याद कराना सिखाया है, कोई दूसरे ने नहीं है। दूसरा कहेगा तो कहेगा उसको याद करो, नहीं। तो परमात्मा ने तो अपने साथ ही योग खुद सिखाया है। तो उसकी माना उसके सिखाने के लिए उनके पास ही नॉलेज है, मनुष्य नहीं सिखाता। जो उसको कहने वाले हैं ना, वो यथार्थ परिचय नहीं है। इसीलिए बाप कहते हैं कि मेरा परिचय मैं देता हूँ और मैं खुद आकर के कहता हूँ माम एकम, मुझे एक को। माम मतलब ही है मुझे, तो एकम मुझे एक को याद करो। तो मुझे कहने वाला तो वो अथॉरिटी स्वयं है ना। मनुष्य तो ही कहेगा मुझे एक को याद करो, हाँ, वो ऐसा नहीं कह सकता है। तो हमको याद सिखलाने वाला वही खुद चाहिए जिसको याद करना है। तो जिसको करना है वही सिखाने वाला चाहिए। ऐसे नहीं करना उसको है, सिखाने वाले दूसरे हो, नहीं, वही। तो अभी उनके द्वारा हम सीख रहे हैं। वो कह रहा है कि बच्चे मुझे याद करो, और बैठ कर करके बच्चों को समझा रहे हैं कि किस तरह से तो मेरी संतान हो, संतान कितनी ऊंची थी, अब क्या हो गए हो, अब फिर आया हुआ हूँ। हाँ, जब तुम बच्चे दुखी होते हो, अशांत होते हो और दुखी होकर के हाँ पुकारते हो, तो फिर आता हूँ।
कैसे करें हम शुक्रिया मम्मा तेरे उपकार का, प्यार देकर अर्थ समझाया है सच्चे प्यार का। कैसे करें हम शुक्रिया मम्मा तेरे उपकार का।
Om Shanti. So tomorrow is Thursday and we'll be offering book to Baba in the evening all together in a Vyakti Parivar in between 7 to 7:30. And we will have additional Thursday Sakar Murli in English, translation available in Hindi from 5 to 6 p.m. Rest of the schedule will remain same, including 5 times yoga bhakti, 2 times half an hour, morning, evening, and in between during the days, 3 times 10 minutes. All right, so now let's get our homework for tomorrow. So I would like to invite our dear angel sister, Sister Shireen. Welcome.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening, Didi. Today's class was really interesting. There were very unique points Didi shared that I haven't heard before. One was this idea that when we are settling, we do it with detachment, and when we are creating, we do it with love. So that was very fascinating. And the thing Didi shared was most fascinating was about these messenger souls, so dharmatmas, the prophet souls, and that there were two things that Didi shared that was very interesting. Was one was when Christ's soul enters Jesus, whoever, right? The messenger soul that enters, their two souls, and the one that is already in the body. So that soul also has to go through a lot of purification. For example, Jesus had to be held up on a cross and things like that. But the second most fascinating thing was that one of the soul becomes a king and the other soul becomes the head of a religion. And so that was very, very nice. And also the other interesting thing was where Didi was talking about, because Baba is the only one that is ajanma, or beyond the cycle of birth and death. He really is consistently ever pure. He's consistently Sadashiv, or consistently pure. And he's the only one that is consistent, because he is that really, really important characteristic of Baba, is he is beyond the cycle. He's beyond the cycle of birth and death, but also he's a little above the cycle. And the last one is this thing that at the confluence age, Baba gives us this privilege that he has, the privilege. So it's never that we died, but anyone who leaves a confluence age is really, they have passed on, is they left the body. But also this very interesting fact about being immortal is that we should deeply embed it within the soul that we really are immortal. And so, very interesting. Thank you, Didi, for that very fascinating class. So let's have homework for tomorrow. A Janma beyond birth and death. You souls come down here and enter a womb, whereas I come and entered this old body. I do not enter a womb. I simply incarnate. This is known as a divine birth. Om Shanti. Let's do the meditation now. A Janma beyond birth and death. You souls come down here and enter a womb, whereas I have come and entered this old body. I do not enter a womb. I simply incarnate. This is known as a divine birth.
शिव भगवान वाच अजन्मा तुम आत्मा आती हो, आकर गर्भ में प्रवेश करती हो। मैं तो इस शरीर में विराजमान हुआ हूँ। मैं कोई गर्भ में थोड़ी ही जाता हूँ, मैं तो प्रवेश करता हूँ। इसको दिव्य जन्म कहा जाता है। ओम शांति।
Shanti. So lovely to be with Baba. So thank you, Baba. Good night. Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti.